I still have 5:59.
Okay.
5:59.
Yeah.
Yep, 5:59 on mine.
I'm gonna wait till 6 o'clock. There it is. 6 o'clock, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. Would you please do a roll call?
Kendall,
Here.
Burnham,
Here.
Chapman,
Here.
Peterson. Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which includes to approve the May 3rd minutes, the June 2nd special meeting, public hearing minutes, to approve the May 22 claims and the April 22 financials for all departments, to approve the June 22 estimated payroll, approve the engagement letter with Jana A. Walker CPA, PLLC, for the FY22 audit, no changes from the previous year, to approve the jail contract with Greer County, no changes from the previous year, to approve service agreement renewal with Prodent Incorporated to provide network administration and information technology services to the city of Mangum, no changes from the previous year. Are there any items that you would like to take off that consent agenda? If not, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Please call for a vote.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda is remarks or inquiries by the audience or not pertaining to any items on the agenda. Is there anything that anyone in the audience would like to address the commission at this time? It's not on the agenda.
All these people, nobody's got nothing.
Come on, yeah.
I have had a question about the update to the $12 fee that goes on the utility bill and when that's going to be collected and start being paid to the EMS service.
We put that into the next bill, so it is with this billing cycle. Problem was that it went out to the state. The state rejected it for having one signature missing, I think it was. And then we kicked that back to them a week later, and then they got it finally back to us,
Okay.
so.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we'll go on to,
Oh, this gentleman has.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a quick revision.
Can you step up to the podium, sir, and hit the button, power button?
But he's not till next time.
Yes,
I
my name's Brandon Spears. I had a question on my city bill.
You're on the agenda for that, sir.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
you're
didn't
good.
know that. Apologize.
Yep.
Okay, anybody else? Okay. Number 9 on our agenda is the city manager's financial report for April of '22.
Okay, so for the month of April 2022, our sales tax was $52,800. Use tax is $10,200, and of course our other revenue sits right in there at that $30,000 range. This is $30,900, and that transfer in from MUA does not change. So our total total
164.
revenues is $170,300. Our total government expenditures for the general fund is $161,000, leaving us $10,600 monthly fund budget balance. The MUA revenue for the month of April was $345,000. Our expenditures are $381,000. Again, we've had some really, really light months of when the temperature. It's on. You see that little bar up there?
And it's just watching or projecting Mary Jane.
Oh,
Yeah, please don't do that.
sorry. Whole new system over here, trying to learn it. Last day. So anyway, sorry, let me go back here. MUA revenue is $345,000. The expenditures are $381,000. That's a monthly fund balance of negative $36,000. And again, every year we have that same problem in the spring, but that's because we've had a really light spring. It wasn't too hot in the month of April, March and April. So those numbers will jump up when we start seeing those 100 temperature days. So So the general fund is up 94,800 for the total fund balance for the year. And the utility authority right now is sitting negative 1,333 for the year. But again, we expect that to go up, so we should be in the green. We've never been in the red so far since I've been here. So our total account balance is $3,191,000. That does not include our revolving loan fund, the Friends of the Park, cafeteria fund, flex spending, and investments. So here is what that looks like on our monthly sales tax, what it looks like over the past year. Again, that 52,000 is actually sitting pretty good when you compare that over several other months. Last year, same time last year, we've actually done pretty well. So, use tax, again, it's all over the board. It's hard to predict what that's going to be. So, we're just happy that it's above 5,000 and continues to stay above 5,000 and so those are our numbers for the month of April. Oops. Any questions?
Any questions from any commissioners?
It went back to her. Does it go back to her every time she
I
talks?
did it. I'm doing
Okay.
it.
I didn't know whether it went every time she talked.
No, it's me pushing buttons.
Okay, if there's nothing, no questions or anything else, we'll go on to item number 10 under the ordinances and resolutions. The discussion and possible action to approve the resolution of the City of Mangum adopting an annual budget for the City of Mangum, Oklahoma for the fiscal year 2023. And that's the one that was presented to us at 5:30 this afternoon. So do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
That's for discussion, right?
Yes, we'll do the second. Now we have a discussion on the budget. Anybody have any questions about it? The one that was presented?
I think, I know that we wanna upgrade our fleet and stuff every year. On the, like, police units and stuff, I know we've gotten several new ones. What mileage, like, what are we
Every s-
looking at yearly? Like, what is
So those get, the fleet for the police department, those get replaced every 10 years. So we've got 7, so we'll have 3 years with none, so.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions on the budget? Okay. If not, I'll call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham, Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, item number 11. Discussion and possible action to approve a resolution of the City of Mangum amending the fiscal year 22 annual budget for monies received from a CompSource Mutual for favorable claims histories during the most recent policy term for workers' comps in the amount of $8,766.55. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, discussion at that point. You want to explain that a little bit?
Sure, as much as I can. We actually I got a phone call from our workman's comp carrier, Pam Simmons, who's local
Oh,
here.
uh-huh.
She called me and said, hey, we need to meet, and she showed up with a check.
Well,
Evidently, we've done really good on our workman's comp over the past reporting period. With that, we got basically it's a refund back for having favorable workman's comp
records,
issues.
records,
Yeah,
Okay,
so
all right, good deal.
happy to accept it.
Yeah, this is accepting money.
Yes.
8,000.
Yeah, let's take it.
Okay, yeah, let's take it.
Also means we're not hurting people, so that's a
Yeah,
good thing too.
yeah, that's a good thing, too.
But we won't be getting that next year. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. If there's no more discussion, would you go ahead and call for a vote, please?
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Number 12, discussion and possible action to approve the resolution of the City of Mangum amending the fiscal year 22 annual budget for the municipal pool fund, allocating additional funds for operations and maintenance of the municipal pool. Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Discussion. And I think this is just, we always know the pool's gonna cost us money. But go ahead and tell us.
And that's exactly what it is. The pool's costing us money. So, we've had a lot of repairs that we've had to do, just to get the pool up and running. A lot of additional parts that we didn't know were bad until we got them installed, and that all parts for the pool are expensive. So we're asking from the fund balance of the pool, which we have in spades, no worries. We're good to go there. We're asking for an additional $11,000, I think is what the resolution says.
Any questions, commissioners? Discussion?
Is this just operating or is it further repairs?
This is operating.
Just
This is,
operating.
well, it's operating and repairs. So
Because there was
The
more like
probes
plumbing
that-
or something we
the,
needed to work on.
now, we've got all that. That's the probes that test the pH every few minutes. Those went bad. We have to replace those, and I think those cost like $700. The massive amount of chlorine that we have to do. We've had to replace a CO2 gauge. There's a CO2 regulator gauge that was cracked, and we didn't know it was cracked until we pulled it off to look at the back of it. We've had to replace that. You know, all of these things just have added up one by one by one by one, and we've put a lot of money out getting that pool up and running. But it happens every year, so.
Yeah. Any more questions? Discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Kindle,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 13, discussion and possible action to approve the resolution of the City of Mangum amending the fiscal year 22 annual budget for the MUA Capital Improvement Fund for monies received from FEMA from Winter Storm DR 4587, PW 96 and 97 in the amount of $71,115.68. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Discussion here?
So, we discussed this a couple of months back, that we've been working with FEMA to get our FEMA reimbursement for Winter Storm Uri, which occurred in February of last year.
21.
This is those funds, and what we intend to do with it is put it into the MUA Capital Improvement Fund to replace the costs associated with repairing that bridge down on Grant Street, and anything that's left over is just gonna stay in that capital improvement fund to be reserves.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the commission? Okay. If not, call for a vote, please.
Kindle,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 14, discussion and possible action to approve a resolution of the City of Mangum vacating a utility easement across the property located within the Ranchera Estates. First edition, City of Mangum, Greer County, State of Oklahoma. Believe this is the property owners, Dustin Lively and Elizabeth A. Lively are the property owners. And they further describe as a 10-foot utility easement located between north and northwest plat lines of this lot description here, have formally requested to move an existing utility easement that provides public utilities to that Ranchera Estates development. Okay, do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion on that, please.
Mr. Lively, if you'd kind of step up to the podium there, that way we've got everybody covered here.
Turn that on.
Yep. There we go. So the next few are all going to be kind of tied together with the same properties, and what we're doing is that we're vacating an existing vacating an existing easement that ran across the north and west sides of Mr. Lively's property. Based on where they had built already and the requirements for we've got a 7,500 kV line that goes under their property. We didn't have an easement on Mickey Lively's property, which is across the way from there. Basically, what we're asking to do is to vacate the northern side. We're gonna keep the south side, because there is an existing sewer line there. And Mr. Lively and I have discussed that. He knows that he is not allowed to build anything permanent on that sewer line. But we're vacating, for this portion, we're gonna vacate the existing one. The next few items are them giving us easements that will move that and provide us the easement from Mr. Michael Lively and as well as Cheryl and Brian Lively, so. There's a lot of discussion there, but if you have questions, together we'll answer them.
You move an easement from one side to the other.
Where is this in plain English, not plat talk?
It's right there, south of the house.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah. I can kind of pull up a map of it if you want to see it.
I got it in front, I just.
Okay, okay.
No offense, I forget where all the Livelies
No,
are, so.
Well,
We don't know where we are half the
There's more
time,
than one, and I
so.
don't know who's and where.
They're
so-
consolidating, if that makes
There you go.
it.
They're taking that whole room chair.
Just run down there and shout, I'll
Yeah.
find somebody.
That's
We're
right.
Good to go.
That's right.
Okay. Is
So
there any-
this, all we're asking here is to vacate the existing northern side of that easement. There's nothing in that, there's nothing in that easement, so we're good to go. The only thing that's gonna have to be changed is we are going to, together, between Mr. Lively and the city, we're gonna have to move a 7,500 kV line to the new easements that they're giving us. And that'll be done through OMPA.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any other questions? If not, let's
And
just
that'll
call.
put all of the city's property on the easement, once we do this.
Well, we will have easements on their property.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes,
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Resolution approved, I guess I should say.
You're not done yet.
I'm not,
You're gonna answer that.
You're like half the list.
Just in
man. I'm
case.
hanging out.
yeah.
Your items 12 through 15 on this.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
want them in this order, right,
Yes.
Jackie?
Yeah.
I was looking over there at Jackie, no. Okay, in this order here. Okay, well, the next one has to do with, I'm not used to Michael.
Yeah, Mickey.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his name until I saw that.
I
Yeah.
didn't either, and
I'm
I,
not gonna lie, I didn't lie.
I
don't
did
know
not
Mike.
know that. Okay, so I'm gonna call him Michael next time I see him.
If you want to combine all the rest of these into a single one that accepts all of them, you can.
I will make that motion.
So I don't have to read all this stuff?
Yeah.
Item number
They're all
15, 16, and
related to-
17 are all related. They're all tied together. If you want to
Right.
do it as one motion, you can,
Okay,
to save time.
We have a motion.
Separate resolutions, right?
Yes.
and what
It-
we'll do
the-
is we'll approve them separate.
So
I mean, we'll,
the motion is to accept item number 15, 16, and 17, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Kendall?
Yes.
Okay.
and let's have a second.
Second.
Okay, now, let me just briefly tell you what the rest of those are, even though you say they're the same. One of them here is Mickey and Georgiana, and it has to do with utilities and moving it. The next one is Dustin's and Tooney's again, and then,
Brian and Cheryl.
Byron and Cheryl.
yeah, Brian and Cheryl, same way. So on those three, and then the last one I have here is something different. Okay. That is, with OMPA, right? That's not part of
That's
this.
an MUA.
That's an MUA.
That's an MUA. Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve all of these. Are there any questions? You want any more details on them? You had them.
But it is just the feeder line, right, the line into this addition?
It's the 7,500 KV line that feeds the entire
Yeah.
south end of that addition, yeah.
How far do we have to move it?
We're not moving it, we're abandoning the existing line and
Whole
building a
line.
new one.
Building.
So it's, what, 50 feet?
Yeah.
It's-
60 feet?
Yeah.
60 feet north?
Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Would you call for a vote, please?
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion
Okay.
carries on all three of those items.
Thank you, Mr. Lively.
That goes.
Thank you.
You can sit down now.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay. All right. All right, next item on the agenda is to make and accept nominations and take action to accept the nominations for a board member to fill the vacancy of the Mangum City Hospital Authority Board. Nominees must be a resident of the city of Mangum. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
And what's the motion? To appoint?
Are we appointing?
Yeah, this is where you have to say.
It
who.
does not have to be one of this board, correct?
No.
No,
I'd like
no.
to nominate Ronnie Webb.
Okay, we have a nomination for Ronnie Webb. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a second. And any questions? If not, call for a vote, please.
Is that gonna fill or, that'll fill the only positions
Yes.
left on the board, right?
That's
For
correct.
the hospital, okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know if they had one or two available.
Just one, right now. Okay.
He both wants to and can, so he's probably got more knowledge on that than anybody else I'm aware of, and he asks good questions, so I think he'd be a good one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Abstain.
and Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 19, discussion and possible action to reappoint the following members to the Airport Advisory Board. They are so lucky. Dustin Lively, his term's in 2023. Donnie Smith, 2023. Bob Travis in 2024. Terry Conway, term expires 2024. And Margaret Swaby, term expires in June of 2024. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Discussion. So this is one of those deals, if you complain about it, you'll probably get appointed to that board.
Gotcha.
So,
I like that works out.
yeah. Any other questions, discussion on that? Call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. On to item number 20. Discussion and possible action to reestablish the Charter Review Board consisting of the following: the city manager, city attorney, 2 commissioners, and 2 members of the public at large. Must be voting residents of the city of Mangum and set a deadline on the 1st of October of 2022 to report back to the Board of Commissioners on recommended changes. Once established, the Charter Review Board will elect a chairman and vice chairman and a recorder. The Charter Review Board will only be active until all recommendations are made to the Board of Commissioners, at which time the Charter Review Board shall be considered disbanded.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Call for a vote. Oh, any discussion?
The only discussion on the city's part is that this motion here is to just reestablish it. The
Right.
next motion will be
So this-
to
Yeah,
put people on it.
yeah. So this motion is just to establish that review board. Okay. No questions? Call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 21, make and/or accept nominations and take action to accept the nominations for 4 members of the Charter Review Board, 2 members from the Board of Commissioners and 2 members from the public at large. must be voting residents of the city of Mangum. Okay, at this point,
Open it up for nominations, ma'am.
we need to open it up for nominations.
Can I nominate myself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yes, you
I'm the one
can.
who wanted to start all this mess, so I will gladly nominate
Okay,
myself for that.
okay, so we have Dixie Peterson down
I'll
from,
do the same, because I've been working
Okay.
on this for a long time.
sounds good. Okay, Adam Kendall is the other Board of Commissioners. Now, public at large nominations, has anybody talked to anybody? Do you know anything about this, Dave? No.
No, we don't
Anybody
have
in
any
here wants
recommendations.
to be a volunteer to be on that board? Come on, come on. Go
So-
ahead, Dave.
Yeah,
I
so.
was gonna say, the
we-
city charter was written in, I don't know, 1804 or something like that, but it's still the exact same charter we've had since incorporation, whatever the actual date was. There's a lot of language in it that isn't clear, there's a lot of language in it that needs to be updated, there's a lot of processes that we don't even use anymore. So the idea is to go in and look at our charter and update it into what it needs to be today, or completely rewrite it, get rid of it, adopt something else. It's all of that, to try to get the city to run the way it needs to without being shackled to this document we've had forever.
For over 100 years.
For-
We
Yeah,
have
over 100 years.
municipal law, and then we have our charter, and so they tend to cross ways from time to time, which can make it very unsettling and confusing. I think, what'd you say, Corey, how many people still run on charters, how many? Very few.
Yeah.
It's getting smaller and smaller every year.
I mean, people are just getting rid of them.
Most of them
and
are
it
getting
just,
rid of them.
to me, it keeps us from being liable for things when there's confusion, so.
Yeah. And so what we would do is eventually, if it went to this point, you would be following the state statutes and the laws of the state, which right now sometimes conflict with what's being
Right.
said in our charter.
That
And-
wasn't you
and-
volunteering though, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It is now. I
I
think s-
nominate Jackie.
I would nominate Jackie.
You are a voting member of the public. Thank you, ma'am. I'm putting you down.
Anyone else? Larry,
I think that's a good
you
one.
volunteer?
What's
It's
your
Miller,
last
correct?
name?
Yep.
Anybody else? Wow.
They don't have to be sitting here.
Right,
So if
okay.
they're not here, you can get them because they didn't attend.
You
Um,
can nominate their names
And,
after.
and for the public to understand this, in order to make those changes to the charter, it has to be brought to a vote of the people. These are not decisions that will be made by any executive board or any board of commissioners. It has to be voted on at the next election, which is why we're doing this now, so we have some time to get that done.
Okay, we have nominations, Adam Kendall, Dixie Peterson for the commission, and public at large, Jackie Manasco and Larry Miller are the other two. If there's no more discussion, would you please call for a vote?
Yes. Is that, who made the motion and who seconded?
Did we
it?
do the motion?
We didn't do a motion. on
I'll
that.
make the
Okay,
motion.
okay, we have the motion there. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, because we
We
didn't
didn't
do
know
it.
that one had to have one, so.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. Are you ready now?
Yes.
Okay. Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Going on to item number 22, discussion and possible action to authorize the city manager to perform a one-time sale of cemetery lots at Riverside Cemetery, specifically the sale of 2 spaces to Mr. Charles Callens, both spaces having been heavily researched by the city staff, known to be empty and located within the family area. Legal description is listed there. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Discussion on that? Any questions about that? Okay.
I can assure you that we've actually had to go out there and measure these things out to the inch to make sure that we were good to go, and we are good with these 2 slots.
Okay. Okay. Call for a vote, please.
Did we make, oh, never mind. Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Number 23, discussion and possible action to approve the lease agreement between the City of Mangum and the City Mangum City Hospital Authority for the David L. Cayley Memorial Medical Annex Building located at 2 Wickersham Drive in Mangum, Oklahoma. Do I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second.
Didn't we
Discussion on
already do
this?
It was.
I thought we made it for a year.
But we had to go make the changes and then bring it back to y'all.
This is the back, okay. I apologize.
Okay. All right.
So the changes that were made were as follows.
It's in the red, if you look in there, if I did use track changes in order to show everything that's new or different. Number one, it went from a 49-year lease to a 1-year lease, and then of course they'd have to request additional permission to make any major changes.
Are they going to start taking care of utilities on that building?
They've been doing that. Oh, they haven't been?
Not
I was
yet.
gonna
Yes.
say no, because I
This
thought
requires them to do it, yes.
Yeah, this
Okay.
requires them to do that. They'd have to take care of all the maintenance, and everything.
Yeah, it was to get it back to a normal lease agreement, not a have your way with a lease agreement.
Yeah. Okay. No more discussion? Go ahead and call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman, Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Executive session, discussion and possible action to enter into executive session to discuss the employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of any individual. Salaried public officer or employee, specifically the city manager in accordance with 25 OS 3071B1. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Do you want to go ahead and go into executive session? Call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay. We are in.
Turn off your microphone.
Oh, yeah.
open session?
You go keep the whole cash.
I was trying.
If you need some, I got a bunch of them.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll bring you a couple, 300 of them. I get them every day.
I'll put one on your table.
There we go.
Okay, I'll entertain any motions that will come up from the executive session.
Are we ready?
Isn't
ready.
that in the next one?
Huh?
No,
Isn't that in the
it's-
next one?
It's open, we have to open
Oh, yeah.
We have to open.
session. Entertain a motion to open the session now.
Oh, I will have to entertain a motion to, okay. All right, can I have a motion to
Yeah.
get back into, okay?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Burnham and a second by Kendall to come back into open session. Could you call for a vote, please?
I'm confused now.
This is, we have to make a motion to enter back into, from executive session. This is to, yes, trust me.
That's different. Usually she just declares this out.
Right.
Mhm.
May I ask something? We cannot hear you. Please speak a little louder.
Okay.
All right,
Please.
okay.
It's just impossible
Okay.
to hear, especially when you turn around. We can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mary Jane, I'm sorry, who was it again? Kendall?
Burnham made the motion
Burnham.
and Kendall seconded.
Okay.
So can I take a vote
To,
for?
to go
To
into,
come into open
Open session.
session.
okay.
Call for that vote.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay. Now, at this time, I'll entertain any motions that came out of executive session.
So to start with, I will make a motion to accept the resignation of our city manager.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion on that?
Thank you for your work, sir. We are in a
Thank
much
you.
better
Appreciate you.
financial position than we were when you started by far,
Way far.
and I appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Mhm. Call for a vote?
Kendall,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
So the second motion, make a motion to surplus the laptop that you've had for 4+ years for the amount of $10.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Hold on just a minute,
Okay.
because this is
Going too
something I
quick.
have to write
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
And it'll be on the video as well. You can delay.
Okay.
Okay, call
That
for a
was
vote?
Motion by
Oh,
Kendall and second by
who seconded it? Burnham?
Yeah.
Okay. Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now I'd also like to make the motion to approve the mayor to enter into contractual agreement with the Oklahoma Municipal Management Services to provide executive search services to try to help us find the next city manager.
Okay, do we have a second for that motion?
Second.
We have a second? Any other discussion on that?
So what this is, folks, is to try and find somebody who is highly qualified to be able to do the job that Dave was doing. There's actually a company out there that does this kind of thing, so they have people who are both educated, qualified, experienced, they can do what they need to do. These types of services they run, if you ever hire a vice president into any company, they go through this kind of thing. So when I worked for Halliburton, we used them all the time, trying to find those VPs. Even if they were promoted from within the company, we still used services like this. They do all the vetting, they find them, they make sure they're a good candidate. It's just not somebody down the street trying to throw applications at us. It keeps us from having to spend months finding a good candidate. That's what this service does.
However, that doesn't mean that people cannot apply.
Anybody can apply.
Anybody can apply, it'll still go through this company, so anybody who wants to apply can, and we will still see those applications
Yes.
that come through.
Okay, call for a vote?
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Isn't there one more?
Yes, so, make the motion to allow the mayor to.
Negotiate.
Negotiate
Negotiate.
for a possible interim city manager, should we need one.
Okay, do I have a second?
Yeah.
We have a second from Burnham. Any other discussion on that for?
The discussion from the city side on this is that, that negotiation is only open to talking to the individuals that may be our interim. The interim would then have to be hired by the board through an executive session. That would be in a session of the city, not made outside the bubble.
Okay. Any other discussion, questions? Okay, call for a vote, please.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the staff and board remarks. Anybody have any remarks or anything they would like to say? I will say that Billy has turned in her papers to retire, and she will be retiring in possibly October, I believe, and has very muchly told me that she wants to help train the next person to come in, because she's the only person in this entire town that knows how to run that office. But she's willing to work with whoever is going to take that position and help train them for that position, which is going to be wonderful for us to have that person trained. So that is just some remarks that I wanted to make that everybody knew right now. Any other remarks from the board or staff or anybody?
How long has she been here?
27 years.
7 years.
Well, who are we gonna get to pick on?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? It has to do with the interim. Does your charter have any kind of clause in it that the interim person cannot be determined, or cannot be then promoted or hired as the
No,
new city manager? Okay. I
No.
know some institutions have that, and I just wanted to be clear that
No.
everybody, if it did, then
Right.
to be aware of that.
No.
That's his only job, is go from place to place and do that, as far as I know. That-
well, but there have been interims that
Yeah.
have come in before, and they were good, and they
Yeah.
actually hired them to be the city manager. You know, that's.
Right there.
There's one of them.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I
Yeah,
was.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was interim, and then,
Yeah, they brought me in as a contractor, so.
yeah, okay. All right, if there's no other staff board, new business?
Nothing from the city.
Nothing from the city. At this point then, the next item is adjournment. Do I I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
Let's have a
Second.
second. So we have a second.
Ice cream is melting.
Well, you're not finished yet.
We're not done yet.
You're not done yet.
It may
Go
melt
ahead and
in
call
ice.
for a vote.
Kendall,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay. So this meeting is adjourned. We're going to go right into the Mangum Utility Authority. I'm going to call that meeting to order. Would you do a roll call?
In 1
Oh,
minute.
I keep forgetting, Billy. I'm sorry. You need a few minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and call for a vote, please. I mean,
Roll call.
roll call. What are we doing? I get
Calling for something.
confused. Yeah, really. I'm gonna be gone next month, Dixie. I'm gonna be gone next month, so you gotta do this.
Scott,
Madam Vice Mayor.
There's a
Oh,
little
you.
thing
Yeah.
on the table there that helps you.
That's probably a good thing
Yeah.
since
Yeah,
I'll be winging it.
okay.
you
So
ready?
what are we looking for?
Declaration
I'm
of quorum.
trying to call the roll call.
Okay.
Scott,
Here.
Kendall,
Here.
Burnham,
Yeah.
Peterson,
Here.
Chapman?
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum for the Mangum Utility Authority. The consent agenda consists of, to approve the May the 3rd, 22 minutes and the May 22 claims. Is there any action that you would like to take either one of those items off the consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda?
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Call for a vote, please. Oh, well, any discussion? Call for a vote.
Okay. Scott?
Yes.
Kendall?
Yes.
Burnham?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, are there any remarks or inquiries from the audience not pertaining to any item on the agenda for this utility authority meeting? Okay, we'll go on to item ordinances and resolutions. Number 3, discussion and possible action to approve the resolution authorizing the participation in the OMPA Energy Services Residential Hot Water Tank Rebate Program.
I will make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a second.
What is this?
So, much like you go to your gas companies will have a rebate for getting a energy efficient gas, hot water. Well, it's not a hot water heater as I was, so
If it's already hot, why heat it?
that's right. So a water heater. OMPA has gone ahead and done the same thing. If you purchase an electric water heater that is considered, has a consideration of a energy rating that complies with what they look at, then they'll give you a rebate on that. So it's the same kind of a deal. That rebate is handed by OMPA. They take care of it. We don't have to do anything other than to just say we're taking part in it.
Oh,
So-
okay. That's part of my confusion. I didn't realize we
Yep.
needed a resolution.
It's an
I
OMPA
got you.
service that they provide
I
for
got
us.
you. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay. There's no more discussion. Call for a vote.
Scott?
Yes.
Kendall?
Yes.
Burnham?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Chapman?
Yes.
Okay, item number 4, under other items, discussion and possible action on a request from Mr. Randall Spears to extend his utility debt payments from 3 months to 12 months. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, can you help us out?
Yeah. So, Mr. Spears has a pretty significant debt, and we don't want to put that out into public record, so I can't tell you how much that is. The board in the past has authorized me up to 3 months. We have gone in the past and extended that out to 12 months if the bill was substantially over $600. But that was during COVID, and that was during that special time frame. I do not have that ability to go beyond 3 months, and Mr. Spears has asked for that consideration.
Mr.
So-
Spears, do you feel that 12 months is adequate?
Pardon?
Do you feel that 12 months is enough time for you to be able to settle the debt?
I believe so. Yeah. And keep the current bill paid up as well. I think I may have been one of the very first COVID people in Greer County. I ended up in the hospital with pneumonia in both lungs in January of 2020. And it wiped me out. I can't hardly carry the trash out without, being winded. And I'm on a limited income, $1,300 a month. Don't go very far.
And that's why I asked if 12 months is
Yeah.
enough. So
Yeah.
if you feel that 12 months is enough, we'll leave it as written.
Yeah, I think so.
Any other questions? If not, call for a vote, please.
What's the motion?
Yeah.
He said to
To allow him to extend it to 12 months.
extend it to 12 months, is what he said.
So what are we doing after that 12 months? if it's not?
We're gonna shut him down.
Any more?
We'll have to come back and talk to us again, one of the two.
Yeah, we have a motion in a second, right? Okay. go
And,
ahead,
and
Paul.
to make everybody understand in the room, and including Mr. Spears, if he fails in this contract,
Yeah.
You've
I'm
got to
trying.
keep up with the contract. If you do
Sure.
not keep up with the contract,
I
we're
understand.
gonna have to shut it off.
I
okay?
understand.
It's fair to be fair.
Sure.
So we're extending this out to significantly reduce this, and I wanna make sure you understand that.
I do.
If you get behind again, there's no repercussion.
Somebody put a gun in my head if I do.
Well, that's not gonna happen, but unfortunately, we may have to shut it off,
Yeah,
okay?
I understand. I'll keep
Okay.
it up.
Okay. Call for a vote, please.
Scott,
Yes.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Spears, it's been extended for 12 months.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all's time.
Thanks,
You're
sir.
Okay. Item number 5, discussion and possible action to renew the independent contractor agreement between the Mangum Utility Authority and Mr. Fred Willis.
I'll make the motion.
Mad motion, have a second?
Second.
Okay. Can we have some discussion now about this?
So Mr. Willis was an independent contractor for us starting 3 years ago. He has performed work in the essence of expertise on our water system as well as the pool. When we first entered into this agreement, right before then, we were getting invoices. So this is kind of a way to aid him in getting back on his feet and aid us with having him on a regular basis come out and give us those and provide us with that expertise. Mr. Willis is on a 2-year contract that has to be renewed. It does not automatically renew. It was the city's intent not to renew it this year and to enter into a new contract that would be on an hourly basis for his services. So Mr. Willis then requested to speak in front of you, and we've given him that opportunity. So I will defer it over to Mr. Willis.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Pretty well, he's laid it out for you. I'm just asking that you renew my contract. The old contract, not the new one that he's presented.
How many hours did you work on the old contract?
I don't know, several.
Several? I thought it was around,
Bunches.
what was it? What did we
Well,
we documented?
we don't have an actual documented hours. I've asked, hey, how much did we use? How much, time in the past 12 months from July to this current time frame, and the most we can account for is about 12 to 15 hours.
For a year, almost a year.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what your concern is over doing something by the hour or something that would be like when you actually provided service that you would get compensated.
Well, lots of times there'd be phone calls. I would
Well, that could be part of your compensation.
Resolve
I mean,
it from a
if you
phone
take phone
call.
calls, I totally understand that, you know.
I mean, that's fine.
But that's, you see where we're coming from
Mhm.
for an entire year and then 12 hours for a year?
I don't want to throw the number out, and I don't want that.
I think-
Or let's
Yeah.
just say in a,
I don't
you know,
think that
a small
number's
number,
right.
small number,
Yeah.
be different, but,
But one break could, the town could run out of water if they didn't know what they were doing
that's right.
and cause 20 more breaks when they restore the water. And I think you would be a whole lot better off hiring me for $14,000 a year is what it comes up to be, than letting the town
In the
run
last
out of
3
water.
years, that hasn't happened though, right?
No, but you ought to be glad it hadn't.
Oh, I know, believe me, I know about old pieces and old
Yeah.
parts and things breaking eventually.
Yeah.
But again, for those years and the amount of money that we've paid you, and then, it's just like we have to be a service to the people here too, and watch out for their money too.
Right.
Are you willing to work, on a as-needed basis? Are you willing to do that? Or are you just gonna say, no, I'm not gonna do it?
I listened to what he proposed, some of it, not all of it, and
Okay.
I don't agree with it.
But I mean, would
So,
you do it, though?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
No.
okay.
On an hourly basis,
you get,
No.
you
Or-
get how much for a year for 14,000?
14,000,
Pretty cheap, $1,000 a month.
We don't know how many hours,
$25 an
Dale,
hour.
the thing is that the number of hours that he's had to put
But-
out.
How many hours did Harold stay in the hose this
What,
last winter?
what is, that doesn't have anything to do with this? Doesn't have
It was,
anything
if
to-
he was involved
Does
in
not
it.
have anything to do with this.
Okay, well,
This has to do
Yeah.
with this position. Yeah. And,
my concern is, are you satisfied with the way the old contract reads?
yes.
I don't know if I'd wanna work for all year long for that kind of money or not.
but
He doesn't maintain regular hours, sir.
he doesn't have.
That's right.
No,
He may not work nothing for a month, and then the next month he may put in 40 hours or
No.
longer.
No, that hasn't happened yet in 3 years.
but you
Our
can't.
city didn't go down broke like it did last winter either, but it could do it good again for as many water leaks as we had and busted pipes as we had. We haven't had that many in a lot of years, but last year was an exception. Could happen again.
Well, he doesn't get out there and physically fix all that stuff. His knowledge is what's the big
That's
deal
right.
with what he knows.
That's right, that's exactly. If
And
I had that
where the
job and
things
I
are.
had the knowledge, I'd want to get paid for my knowledge, maybe for the work that I was putting out. But if I had the knowledge to know where the lines run and how to put them together and know how not to put them together, well,
Well,
that'd
and
be
we do
worth-
have other people, you know, I mean, I was hoping, that he might consider, another proposal. So there's still options available. But as far as, in my personal, because this is one thing I get to vote on, and one thing my personal opinion is we can't afford to pay $14,000 a year right now, for that particular few amount. And I totally understand your knowledge and stuff. It's just like knowing how to turn on that power plant.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just,
Well, there you go.
I know,
I've
I
run the power
totally
plant.
understand, I understand, but then, you know, where,
Yeah.
you know,
There's me and one other
Because you're
person knows how to run the power plant.
yeah, and, of course, it won't run at all now. Even if you wanted to run it, it wouldn't run. You know, so, in this particular case, we've gotta be very careful about what our decision is.
And,
How we wanna spend that money. Anybody else wanna make a comment or have a question to Fred?
I mean, was it just, so putting him hourly or leaving his contract the same, those are the two?
Those are your two options,
To the
paying him
two
for the
and
work that he actually does versus,
Well, that's not even
that's a
on the
bad
table.
way to put it.
that's not even on the
Yeah.
table, that's right.
What we're here to discuss is whether you, as a board, are going to continue his contract, to renew it as it exists.
Oh.
If
Okay.
that
That's
is
right.
not what you want to do, then we have to renegotiate
Okay,
and come back to you with another
with
contract.
another contract, I see.
Or we don't renegotiate anything and the city is out as knowledge. Now, understanding, I have all the respect in the world for you. I hope you know that. I know that we've not seen eye to eye on a lot of things in the past, but I do have a lot of respect for you. I really do.
As do I.
My only thing is the amount of time that we've put into the contract versus the amount of time that, the amount of money we put into the contract versus the amount of time we get back from it. With, again, it's like paying $1,000 an hour.
But you're,
Doesn't
doesn't it help
I
to
know,
feel like it's taken care of?
I know I'm making a simplification of that, but that's,
It's kinda like buying insurance, you
Right.
know, I'm gonna assure that everything
So-
gets done right. And can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
talked to Dave about, you know, I asked him where my salary was going, and he said it's going for raises. So, that really hurt, you know, cutting people's livelihood off to give other people raises.
But let me know, we want to go back, Fred, to the number of hours you work for an entire year. And I understand your knowledge
Yeah,
and
but-
your expertise in what is needed. I do understand.
didn't-
And we want to
you didn't- that ain't
compensate
what
you,
you
we
heard.
want to compensate you.
That
but
ain't
this-
what the contract says. It's by the year, not by the hour.
I know,
I don't care if you
Dale.
didn't work an hour.
I
You
know,
got
Dale.
paid for being there and holding that job.
I read the
If you worked
report.
30 minutes or if you worked 400 hours.
We're not
not-
disputing
we're not
anything.
disputing
We are
that.
not disputing anything for the existing contract that's
Okay,
in
well,
effect right
My-
now.
My question is, if you don't renew nothing and you need him tomorrow, you know what I'd say if it's if you was asking me? Find somebody that knows.
Yeah. If
You
that's,
didn't
if
wanna
that's how
hire me
much
for
you
what
care
I
about the
was
city.
doing, for what little pay I
Dale, if
was
that's how
getting.
much they care about the city, that would be what they would have to do.
No, see, there,
No, you're the one that said it.
no. I says if you don't wanna pay him for what he's doing now, the way he's doing it, and you need him and he goes, then what are you gonna do? Run down there and beg him to come back for another hour?
Or paying $14,000.
$1,000 a month. Okay.
Okay, we have
I
a,
told you I'd put him back on the agenda. So-
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we don't approve the exact terms and conditions, we can always discuss
we can ask him to come back and
to
talk.
do a
yes.
different contract. Is that
Yes.
something you would even be willing to hear?
I would look at it, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I know that you guys discussed, but that doesn't have to be the whole stipulation. So if there was anything, you still would be willing to hear that side of it. It's not, it's no today, we're never gonna see Fred again.
I would
That's-
look at it, yeah,
okay.
but it's,
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the table to renew. Do you have anything else, Fred?
hang on a minute, let me go over my notes.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right, so at this point in this meeting, we've had a motion and a second, and to renew this contract. Is there any more discussion on that? If not,
Is that the contract as it stands right now today?
yes, yes. So this is what you're voting on, as to whether to renew his current contract for another year or not. So would you call for a vote, please, Billy?
Yes. Scott,
No?
Kendall,
Abstain.
Burnham,
Yes.
Peterson,
No.
Chapman,
I'm gonna abstain.
So the motion does not carry. From 2 abstains, 2 noes, and 1 yes. Okay. So the motion does not carry on number 5. All right, so that takes care of number 5. So the next item on the agenda is staff and board remarks.
No.
For the MUA, you have any more questions, okay? Any new business?
Nothing from the city.
Nothing from the city? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
We have
Second.
have a second? Call for a vote, please.
Scott,
Yes.
Kendall,
Yes.
Burnham,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming. The meeting is adjourned.